Happy New Year to all of my friends out there in the internet. So we are here, 2024. Hopefully the holidays was enjoyable. For me, it was. My birthday actually falls during this time as well. So give it up for being in the last year of my 30s. It's bittersweet. But in either event, I also started radiation over the holiday season. As of today, I am 18 treatments into a 30 treatment course. So lots more to share about that as I go, once I'm done with everything. But for now, I'm just grateful that I have made it this far without any significant incident, and knock on wood that will remain the case. So today, I wanted to really talk to the idea of advocacy. And I quickly realized as I start going through the process that there's blind spots that I experienced about the way that I approach things, and also just levels to what advocacy really looks like. So I wanted to share my thoughts in the hopes that this can, be leveraged as tools that can really empower you all to become better advocates for yourself. And, obviously this is unique to breast cancer, but I think that there is a conversation to be had across the board about what advocacy looks like in healthcare for women of color, Black women in particular. So with that said, let's get to it. So in no particular order, always get a copy of your scans, no matter what. Take notes at your appointments and therapies to make sure that you're understanding exactly what was discussed, as well as what was recommended and what happened. Follow up and repeat as needed until you get the answer you need.
Story time.
I was initially diagnosed by the person who told me everything was fine previously. I knew going into that meeting with that person that there was no way I was going to move ahead with them to treat me, but I did want to understand and hear what they were saying so I can begin to form a baseline for what the course of treatment could be for me. And from there, I had a second and third opinion that I took from other doctors in other hospitals. I combined all that information so I could better understand what the commonalities were of the paths that were recommended and the differences. And I ultimately chose a surgeon who I felt was able to really explain in detail the rationale as well as the process for me for every step of the way of my journey. There's a ton of education out there on the internet. Make sure you're pulling yours from a reliable and professional source. The path for some of us is short and for others is long. Make sure that whatever the path is for you, that you fully understand every nuance of it. Always get a second opinion.
Story time.
So one thing that no one told me was that there is sometimes a significant lag time to get onto these doctor schedules for your imaging, your biopsies, your procedures, and your surgeries. In my case, it was for my single mastectomy, which was my first step in my treatment journey. And I was told at the time that it was going to be a 2-month wait, which was completely unacceptable to me, just because I knew what the path looked like. And as I'm sure most people would feel, if you know you have cancer, you know you have a tumor, you just want it out. You don't want to wait 2 months. And I was super concerned about how the 2 months would change the course of my diagnosis. Would it become, more malignant? Would it spread? They couldn't really give me answers with certainty. So basically what I had to do was call them multiple times a week, every week, reach out to them through the portal, and essentially annoy them until they were able to keep me top of mind. Luckily for me, somebody ended up dropping out of their surgery last minute, and they were able to slot me in a month earlier. So is this common sense? Maybe. But history shows that Black women are more likely to catch cancer at a later stage than not. Black women are more likely to die from breast cancer diagnoses than not. And when you start putting this common sense into that context, it's not as common as you would think it is. And I'm living proof of that. I waited a full year from when I first felt something to actually get diagnosed properly. And even when I knew something was wrong in my gut, I didn't necessarily listen to that voice. So I think for all of us, there is a responsibility here to make sure that not only are we listening to our intuition, But when we are in positions with medical professionals who are human, by the way, who are giving us some level of information and insight into what might be going on with us, that we ensure that we fully understand what's happening. If something's not sitting with us, we understand why, that we understand from a higher view what the course of action would be if we need to follow through on some type of diagnosis, that we can make sure we're getting all the treatment, the imaging, the scans, whatever it is that we need. And also just a challenge. I don't think it's an unhealthy thing to challenge medical professionals around the decisions and the rationale of what they choose to do and how they choose to treat you. It is your body at the end of the day. So making sure that you're getting the care that sits the best with you, that is sound, is of utmost importance. Thanks for tuning in. Until next time.